The vibes are absolutely immaculate. It's a new era of Coyotes hockey. We got our first win of the season. We're going 82-0, baby.
You can't win them all unless you win the first one, Leah.
Exactly. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the first PHNX Coyotes postgame show of the season. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Jacob behind the mat. Craig will be calling in from New Jersey in just a little bit. But before we get into anything, the most anticipated thing of tonight's game was Logan Cooley's first NHL game, and he delivered, and we are delivering something to you. And it is a brand new shirt. Live right now in the PHNX locker. Here it is. The Logan Cooley era is here, and we got a shirt to match that. So go get yours right now. We'll drop the link in the chat. Shop. Get your shirt. Logan Cooley. It's time. It's here.
Yeah,
the Logan Cooley era.
And I tell you what, the kid performed. Not only did he get 2 assists tonight, which was great, but he did the little things too. I think he was physical. I thought he got on pucks. Hey, let's not kid ourselves. He's still got a lot of work to do in the faceoff circle, and he's got to play a heck of a lot more hockey games until you can go, okay, this kid's for real. But I for his first game in the NHL, I would say that's a big win.
I would think so too. Just crazy night. I feel like this game could have gone a lot of directions. We kind of saw it was a tale of each period kind of had its own vibe, its own theme. Period 1, maybe a little bit better of a period for the Coyotes. Period 2, penalties, in the words of Coach Andre Tourigny, was the story. And then period 3, I don't know, they didn't look great in the first half. They rallied and took it to extra time, took it to the shootout and got it done. And Petey, I just can't say how good it feels to cheer for a win and not feel guilty about it.
You know, it's funny because we sat here. This is our 3rd season doing this. And the first 2 years, all we were talking about is Shane Wright and Connor Bedard. And this year, it's just nice to not talk about who the number 1 overall pick is. And you can cheer for this team to actually win. I'm not saying they're going to win 82 games, but I'm just saying it's nice to go, okay, we can watch this team and not worry about who the draft pick is. You can look at those individual players and performances trying to step forward again, getting through the other side of this rebuild and doing positive things. It's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Craig, by the way, is already on his way up to the press box. So we're going to get early Craig tonight. Immaculate vibes in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here, by the way. We have a $10 super chat off the top from Riley Riles. I missed you, Riley. Riley from Alaska said, I'm back. What a game. An amazing win. Go Yotes. Hell yeah. PD, I think we should dive into the numbers right off the top. Because kind of paints the picture of the game, as I just said, the different stories in the period. So we will get into the numbers. And the Coyotes did something that we're not used to. They actually, for the start of the game, outshot the New Jersey Devils in this one. But eventually, New Jersey came back, outshot them 36-34. But they held their own. This is something we're not used to seeing with this Coyotes team. Again, that second period story, the power play, 2 for 7 for the Coyotes. That's way too many penalties, but you can talk about that later. New Jersey 2 for 5. And then faceoffs. And we don't always talk about the faceoffs being important, but in this game it was. It's wild to me that the Coyotes ended up on top at 52% because they were not great in the faceoff circle. I know Logan Cooley struggled again, his first ever NHL game. And then shot attempts. Coyotes had 53 and the Devils had 65.
A couple of things to jump out in this. And you talk about the first period where I thought the Coyotes were skating extremely well. I think that their offense clicking in the most because they were staying out of the penalty box. And so that's the Coyotes team you want to see. 5-on-5, I thought this Coyotes team was very good. And I think that that's why you saw the lopsided shots in the first period. They came out playing extremely hard in the first period. It's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. We've got 81 to go, but they can't sit in the penalty box all night. And you can't be doing it for hooking and tripping and those kind of stick fouls. So that'll have to get better. The bright spot for these stats for me is the power play. So you're getting the power play to get success in game one on the road, and you threw Cooley in there right away. It's something that he didn't practice with them a lot during camp because Gunther was in that spot. So to see the power play walk away with 2 goals in their first game, I think is really a really positive sign for these offensive players on this team. I think there's going to be time for this team to still gel. I could see a lot of missed passes, guys. System play was a little sloppy, but it's game one. And that will tighten up. The most important thing is this team was exciting to watch, and they skated fast, and it's a fun, exciting new era.
Yeah, I mean, that first period, like, they dominated. They had the puck in the offensive zone most of that period. It was just so refreshing. And then there were, flashes in the second and third where we said, ugh, like, this is the Coyotes hockey we're used to watching the last 2 seasons. It's the first game. They traveled 4 hours across the country yesterday. New Jersey played last night, so they have their legs under them a little bit more. And New Jersey is one of the best teams in the league. This team, I mean, they dominated last season. They were a playoff team, and they're slotted to be a playoff team again this year. So to get a win against an opponent like that, I mean, when they got to overtime and we said, okay, like, they got a point, before the season even started, we were talking about them possibly not even getting any wins on this road trip. So we'll take this absolutely for sure. PD, we're a little delayed because we haven't opened our beers.
I know. We got to get our beers going.
We need the ASMR and the mics. There we go. We got our 4 Peaks. You're drinking. What are you drinking? Rattle On?
I went the Rattle On Red in support of the D-backs because they are a wagon. We don't swear on this show, Jacob. They're just a wagon. They're not an M&F wagon.
I have the...
M&F? Like an M&M?
Like M&M, sponsor of the press box in New Jersey.
They're on the head. They're on the mind.
They're just a wagon. But they are in the playoffs, and I'm maybe a touch too early to start talking Coyotes playoffs, but this is a good sign for the rebuild moving forward. And I thought there were so many good things. You saw goals from the back end, which is something they really struggled to get a season ago. You got Durzi and Dumba both getting pucks in the back of the net. So now they've got 2 goals from the back end. It's something they really struggled with last season, getting points from the defense. So I think that's a huge step going forward. I think you saw some of the skill with Cooley, but the Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz line, I think they left right where they left off. And Kraus, Michelli, and Bukestad are only going to get better. I thought they had an off night for them. Bukestad was in the penalty box twice, which is not nice because you're from Minnesota. You got to be a little that Minnesota nice. But I think that line will get better as they go. And it wasn't a physical game, so you got to talk about some of the physical players like McBain and O'Brien are going to make
how about
a bigger impact.
That shot of McBain on the bench in the third. Like, that's a hockey player. I want to scroll up to a comment from Jamie just a second ago. Jacob said, plenty of moral victories as well. Big win on the road, blew a lead but didn't give up, came back down a goal in the third period. All things you can build on, especially for young guys. And we talk about this a lot, when we talk about taking the next step in the rebuild, because you can't have a team that's losing for so long. Yes, some might say they still need, and listen, I know it's game one. They're undefeated so far. We're not talking playoffs, like, it's fine. But some people are saying, they still need to lose out. They still need to get high draft picks. And while I think they're building on that, Bill Armstrong has a lot of picks in the bank. And we've talked about you have to have a team that's winning and wanting to win because you have to build that winning culture. You can't build a culture of being okay losing, a tanking culture. That's why you have to kind of nail the tank when you're in it. And the Coyotes, unfortunately, maybe weren't bad enough and didn't have those high lottery picks like some other teams have had better lottery luck and have done better losing out. But you have to come out swinging on the other side, and you have to start this culture of winning. And I think what Jamie said is a good point, like coming back, not giving up, playing on the road against a really good team. Like, these are all things they can build upon.
And one of the things when you talk about coming back from, you had the lead, you let it slip away. But one of the things that the ability to come back, I think you put that on the shoulders of the veteran guys. I think you put it on Zucker and Kerfoot and Bugstead and guys that have been there before and go, hey, we're fine. Just keep playing the way we're playing. And even through 2 periods when they were down, you go, okay, if they can just get back to playing 5-on-5, I think they're going to be okay. Bear has always said, Coach Andre Tourigny has said that they look for little victories and little wins during the rebuild, and they wanted to keep things positive. And I think from walking away tonight, 2 points out of the New Jersey Devils and Prudential Settle is huge. Now they have 2 days where they can let it sink in. You can recover. You got to get in the time zone. They'll get 1 day of practice. I don't know if they'll take tomorrow off. They may do a light skate tomorrow. But by the time they go into Madison Square Garden on Monday, they'll have the legs back. And I tell you what, you want to see speed? Play in Madison Square Garden. Guys are going to be fired up to go into Madison Square Garden. And I picked the Rangers to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals this year. So you thought it was tough versus the Rangers? Wait till Monday. Yeah. Because now you're playing against Shesterkin. You're playing against a top 6 that I really like on the back end. And again, you're facing speed. So this is a huge win. They'll enjoy it tonight. They deserved it. I thought they battled back, and there were so many positives from the win tonight.
Absolutely. Someone asked about the last time they won a season opener. I know on the broadcast they said it was their first time winning on the road in a season opener since 2015. So that's a long time. That's 8 years. So yeah, absolutely insane. And I think, we'll stick on the Logan Cooley hype train for a second. We have our new player of the game theme.
We have new graphics and a new theme.
We have a new graphics, and it's thanks to our friend Sean DePaz, gone but not forgotten. And there was only one person to earn this award tonight. Well, he earned it himself, but he had to, and it's the one and only Logan Cooley.
Logan Cooley
has that desert dog in him. 2 assists in his first National Hockey League game. That's one more assist than one Connor Bedard in his first game.
Really?
We don't need
Not
to
that
get
we're keeping
into
score,
that.
but we're
keeping score.
But buddy,
Let us have this,
We're
Chicago.
literally keeping score for all 82 games.
So there you have it.
The desert dog in him. I like the new graphic. I like the new theme. There we go.
There you have it. So Logan Cooley, we'll talk more about him, and we'll talk more about him with Craig. And I know there's been a lot of anticipation.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the Mullet, Craig doesn't take the elevator. He takes the stairs, which is great. But Craig is not at the Mullet tonight. No. He's at the Prudential Center, and it's a long journey up from the bottom to the top. So without further ado, Elevator Craig is back.
Before we do this, Craig, if you could just tilt your camera down. That would
Yeah, tilt your camera down, phenomenal. Craig. Jacob can see you. There you go.
I missed that.
It's back.
I missed that. Elevator Craig is back.
Oh no, he's muted. It's not
muted.
Craig's fault. It's not Craig's fault. It's because it says, it's not Craig's fault.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that happened the other day. But Craig, before, I know you can't speak, but you can speak.
I can speak?
Yes.
Yay!
Hey.
Welcome back, Craig. You better hurry up because you got to get your bus. Do you got to get your bus?
No bus for me, buddy. I'm good.
Okay. Just checking.
So, Craig.
Yeah.
They won.
Wow, guys. Wow.
Yeah.
How about how they won, too? They fell behind, came back against this team.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot to talk about. I'm sure you guys have talked about a lot already. Obviously, Logan Cooley's debut. He had 2 points. By the way, was that the best second assist in the history of the NHL?
It was. We said it was. Like, if you're going to get a second assist, that's a pretty. By the way, we did break down his second assist, Craig, because as you mentioned, there have been other second assists in the NHL this season, and I would put that one above the other.
But the primary assist on the Schmaltz goal was
the no look behind the back.
Ridiculous. Like, that was actually ridiculous.
Yes, it was. But while we're talking about this, I need to bring this up. Nick Schmaltz was phenomenal tonight in all areas of the game. Asked Andre afterward, and he couldn't say enough, especially on the power play. That whole goal, he keeps it in. He's fighting along the wall. The puck retrievals, which are, as you know, Petey, so important to a power play. He was all over them tonight. He had back pressure tonight, lifting guys' sticks. Nick Schmaltz was a monster tonight. I thought he was the best player on the ice.
Yeah, he was very good. And we've talked about him a lot in his ability to track back through the neutral zone and his ability to steal pucks from the opposing players. He was doing that against some of the best, fastest players in the National Hockey League today. That's the kind of play you need to see out of Nick Schmaltz. And to be honest, he needs to do it again on Monday now because we know he can do it because he did it tonight. So if he can continue that, this line with Hayton and Keller, I tell you what, Hayton got to the net hard again, like he always does, and Keller's making really good plays. That line really excited me offensively, Craig. What did you hear after? Who else did you talk to?
Well, we got Logan Cooley, of course, because this is his maiden voyage, and it obviously wasn't too big a stage for him. He performed well, and Andre said, look, there are areas of the game that we're going to examine. We'll work on them. It's not like he was perfect tonight, but it's his first game, and it's on the road against a highly skilled, really fast team, and he played pretty well. He had 2 points in this game, so it's a heck of a start for a guy, and I know we keep hyping him. We may be the only ones apparently hyping him because everybody else is hyping Connor Bedard, but he didn't shy away from it tonight, and to have 2 points in his NHL debut in this game, in this building, that's a really good sign. And man, it's been a long time coming to be able to watch a player like that in a Coyote uniform.
And one thing that I know we won't probably do much this season, but let's look at the rookie scoring race in the National Hockey League. The way too early.
Are we going to start it by doing points per game? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, points per game right now. The leader in rookie points per game, Logan Cooley.
That's right.
There.
And by the way, we did look at points per game last season. Didn't get Matthias Michelli in the final three of Calder voting, but he is tied with Connor Bedard with 2 points, and there are several with 1, but there are only 2 players with 2. And as Steven says, 100. He's on pace for 164.
There you go,
points.
Steven, 164 point season. There you go.
I say he gets it.
By the way, Craig, I just thought I'd point this out. It has nothing to do with the game. One of your good friends joined us for the watch-along, the entire watch-along, and also here for the post-game show. Natty Hattie original, Jamie Eisner, has been here.
How about that, huh?
He sat here through the whole show in Chicago, and I don't know if he agrees with all the Cooley Bedard hype, but we'll see. Anyway, I thought I'd point it out to you. He's giving you a hard time about Uber Black only. You're not riding a bus. That's why I brought that up. And he's right.
He's been texting me. Yes, I've been getting some of it. So,
he's absolutely right.
It was really good to see Jamie Eisner. Yeah,
Craig's the only guy that would get in an Uber Black and complain that it has Perrier and not Pellegrino, and he might not get in the car. He might not. Best car that in the lot. And
I will say, Craig and I rode a lot of Toyota Camrys in Australia.
You? Okay.
Or no, Toyota Corollas.
Yeah, we had our fill of Corollas. I think I'm ready for Uber Black.
Yeah,
and my Pellegrino. Yeah,
Craig, I do want to point out something Peter just said in the chat, that he said Jack Hughes was a force, and I tell you what, that kid, my goodness, can that kid play hockey? His speed and his ability to start and his explosive burst of speed from standing still is impressive. Is impressive watching live?
Yeah, absolutely is, and he created problems for them tonight. They took a couple penalties because of that speed. He is an electric player. I don't know if you remember the play where he got behind, he got through everyone. He didn't score on the play, but I watched that play. I was like, oh my God, is this kid good? And by the way, Logan Cooley obviously watched Patty Kane a lot. He was a big Patty Kane fan, but he's also a fan of Hughes. It's one of the guys that he watched. He was on the national team as well, the national development team. So, Jack Hughes is the real deal. He is definitely the real deal up close as well as on TV.
Craig, I don't mean to be negative for a second, but the second period was kind of a mess for this team and for the Devils. It was like special teams all the way. There was barely any 5-on-5 play. Did anybody ask Bear about the penalties in the second period? I'm curious his thoughts.
Yeah, he basically said we were doing it for the entertainment value of the game for showbiz, because you come out with that first period, you get a 2-0 lead. He loved their first period, and why wouldn't you? They played really well. You get a 2-0 lead. He even liked their start to the second period, but then all the as I'm sure you said on the show, Leah, or on the watch along, penalties.
Absolutely. Craig, I know you weren't actually watching our watch along, but we would say something on the watch along, and then you would text me and Petey exactly what we said. It was we all just share one brain cell.
Mind meld, yes. Exactly.
But I tell you what, Craig, for the first watch along of the season, to have that kind of, I don't know, intensity, optimism, it's refreshing to be sitting here at game one of a Coyotes a post-game show and being positive about things. It is the start of a new era.
I want to ask you this, Petey. As a coaching staff, and coaching staffs always find things to work on. When you look at this game, what are you taking away and saying, okay, here are areas of focus?
My biggest problem with this game, two things. One is the amount of penalties, but that's to be expected in the first game out. System-wise, I really struggled with their ability to defend the rush. I thought that when you looked at any of the odd man rushes, and it's okay, you're going to give up odd man rushes. You're going to give them up all season, but their ability to defend those and read the play coming at them and decide who you're going to defend, I thought that was poor. I thought they gave up way too many opportunities off the rush, and it's something they're going to have to clean up, especially when you're playing so many teams that have speed in this league now. You have to defend the rush better, and I thought their rush reads were poor.
Okay, was it just about reads? Was it gaps? What were you seeing tactically?
I think it was reads. I think they were there. I think they were in position to start. I just don't think they knew who they were taking. Like the middle lane drive guy, not to get too much into the weeds, but the middle lane drive guy, they let him go. They let him drive to the middle of the net, and then nobody took the trailer. So there were two openings. Like they were caught in between, and I do really think it's read. I don't think it was speed. I don't think it was the gaps. I think they were there to start, but I just don't think the reads. And in fairness, it's game one of this kind of speed that they're facing. They played the Ducks the last 3 games of preseason. They haven't seen this. And so it's going to take time. But as a coaching staff, you break down the video, and tomorrow you get up and you show them the video. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And I think it's something they can definitely build on, because this back end is very mobile. They got guys that can skate from the back end. So I think this is something that they can correct. But for me, that would be the first thing we're attacking in the coach's office tomorrow morning.
Can we talk about Nick Bjugstad, the closer?
Yeah, it's so funny because on the watch along too, we were trying to name our shootout lineups, and
asked in the chat.
We asked in the chat, and the chat actually was the one who said
Boogie.
Bjugstad, and whoo, what a move! Just hold it to the last second. Like he needed a redemption. He didn't have the best game of his career. I think we can be honest about that. But yeah, that was.
Well, those two
surprising.
penalties, it's not Bjugstad-like, I think. And I think as a team, Craig, that this team can't take that many penalties. It's just something we've talked about for an entire season last year. Again, a mulligan tonight. You get a mulligan in game one for a lot of things. And penalties is one of them, because it's about speeds and reads, and it's how you react to different things. That will come as you play more games, but they cannot sit in the penalty box all night. They do this on Monday. That New York Ranger power play, it's the same guys that they've had out there for years with Kreider and Fox and Zibanejad and Panarin. They're absolutely a dangerous threat every time they're on the power play. They can't do this Monday.
Yeah, I thought Nick Bjugstad got victimized by speed tonight. It was a tough matchup for him. But I asked Andre about the shootout decision to send him out first. I essentially asked him, is he your closer like Adrian Coyne? And he said, oh, yeah, absolutely. And he said it's not just a hunch. It's not just maybe something we saw in practice. He's been doing this like all preseason and in camp. They have the stats to back it up. They know who their guys are. So obviously Clayton Keller was coming up next if the two Knicks hadn't scored, and then Logan Cooley was after that. So that's their lineup. That's how they go 4 deep in the shootout for now. But Nick Bjugstad's probably going to be leading these things off because he's been apparently just lights out in camp.
That's incredible. And it's funny because it's not always the guys that you would expect to be there. It's not always, the leading point getter, that guy's flashy. No, it's not always that guy. Like Christian Dvorak was absolute money doing the reverse Verbata, but he wasn't the guy that you go, oh yeah, he's the guy. But so it's funny. Like we had Keller, Schmaltz, and Cooley. That's who we had, because of course we wanted the storybook Logan Cooley game winner on the shootout highlight goal for Twitter.
Especially because he was so proficient in the shootout and the penalty shot in preseason. So I knew he had it in him. I really wanted a Logan Cooley goal tonight. I'm very thrilled with 2 assists in his NHL debut. I think for sure, without question, they leave this road trip with a Logan Cooley goal, puck in pursuit.
How did he end up on the faceoff circle? Just at 46%, right? I'm just gonna look. Sorry, I apologize. While I look at my stats, 6 wins, 13 for 46%, 6 out of 13.
Okay.
Just under 50%.
One more win and he's over. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's
so
all right. Yeah.
that's actually pretty good because we talked about one of the things even when Sidney Crosby broke into the league as a young centerman, that's probably the hardest skill for at that position, at that young one center. You know, we talked about Connor Bedard lost his first 10 in his first game, so I think that's harder. And so for Logan Cooley to get out of here at game 1 with a 46% from the circle, I think that's fantastic.
Minnesota Golden Gophers coach. Did I say Minnesota?
Yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah,
I heard of it.
Which Nick Bukestad is also from Minnesota, by the way. The Golden Gophers coach, Bob Motzko, when I asked him about this, said, don't sleep on him in the faceoff circle. He's actually pretty efficient there. Now, you get into the NHL, it's obviously another level, and I think experience, as much as anything, helps you in the NHL. You'll learn what to do in those situations. But yeah, he held his own in that situation.
And you know what else, besides it just being his first NHL game, being on a huge stage in a huge arena, New Jersey, or going up against Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier. I mean, he had a huge crowd of his friends and family there, and he genuinely, he'd never looked nervous for 1 second. It was insane. Like sometimes you see, they're gripping their shit. Like he just looked like he fit out there. He looked like he's been doing this. It didn't look like his first NHL game. Obviously, he made some mistakes that we pointed out while we were watching, and he'll only get. But the good news is he'll only get better from there. Is the thing. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think excited. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and I again, this comparison, get used to it in the chat because I'm going to talk about Bedard and Cooley a lot this year, but I think it's fair. And again, when I watch Bedard, there is no question the kid is elite, high end skill, but he's 18 and he looks like it, and he's pushed off the puck like he's 18. That 1 year difference is a massive difference. Will he? I think Logan Cooley is able to hit. You saw him lay out at Zegras in training camp. You saw him get involved physically again tonight. I just think that one age of maturity physically is a big difference. And I think that's what's going to give Cooley the edge at the start of their career. Now, that doesn't mean 10 years from now, don't call me out. I'm talking right now. I'm talking about the first 2 weeks, the first month of the season. I think Cooley has the advantage because he's got that extra year of experience.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do with all those pregame quotes that I collected on Logan Cooley, because he's part of the story tonight, but he's not the story tonight. I'm looking for an assist here. Do you guys agree with me, first of all, that this can't be a Logan Cooley-centric story I write? There's so much more here.
It isn't, Craig. And I think that's what's important here. And I think that's hats off and credit to Andre Tourigny, because when Chicago goes into a building, it is the Bedard story because he's first-line center, first power play, first face. It's all him. Yep. It's not that way in Arizona. It's Keller, Schmaltz, Hayton. We're coming over the boards first. We're coming over the boards first on the power play. We're getting the offensive
Barry
zone
even
starts.
said that this morning. Yes. He said, we're starting that line because that line has been good for us.
Yes. And so I think that's Cooley is part of it. There's no question he's a part of it. But that top line was very good. I think the other thing, Craig, that we need to point out is that this team got 2 goals from their defensemen tonight. Yes. And that's something that they've struggled to get in the past. So I think that's the other thing you really want to highlight is they're getting offense from their defense. And if that can continue to go forward, that's going to elevate this team's offense, which we think is going to be there. We think the offense will be there. It's the defense that we're concerned about.
And it's exciting to see Matt Dumba and Sean Durzi get on the board, because those are 2 guys who came in this offseason, especially with Sean Durzi. You wanted to see him get to work on the power play. He gets a power play goal tonight. That's exactly what you want to see. And then Matt Dumba making like himself known right off the top. And another stat that they dropped on the broadcast, which speaks to your point about offense from defense, the Coyotes defensemen had 33 combined goals all of last season. They already have 2. So, I mean, obviously it's just 1 game, but if they're going to set that pace and that precedent early, you hope that it continues to go in that direction.
164 goals from the D. Okay.
Oh,
there you go.
Listen, we knew Matty Dumba had a terrific shot, right? He has a bomb, and that was a good setup. But that you're right, though, Leah, to get Sean Durzi some confidence early, because I mean, you saw where they had him placed tonight. Maybe not as high in the pairs as expected initially, but he's going to get power play time. Maybe he can build confidence from there and continue to work on the other facets of his game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, having said that, did you see who led all players on ice time tonight? Sean Durzi.
Huh. Yeah. There you go.
What was his power play time?
23-26 on the power play, 6:57. So
Yeah,
7 minutes of his 23, a third of his ice time was on the power play, but that's what you brought him in for.
Yes.
So
yes.
And that's exactly what you got. You got a good shot. He shot through a screen. He moved the puck up the ice really well. He executed the drop pass that Craig and I love so much, but he did what he was asked to do. The concern I have, Craig, going into the season and even after game one, though, is their ability to defend. And we talked about their rush reads already. I thought Mosier out of the gate, that wasn't his strongest defensive effort for Mosier. I think he struggled a little bit tonight. Again, he's still a kid, and I still think his defensive upside is huge. But he struggled a little tonight against a very fast team. Dumba, I thought offensively was good. I thought he's the guy in the defensive zone that's risk reward. He goes, when he's in, he's all in. He goes after players in the defensive zone, and he didn't get him into trouble tonight. But I can see that's something that I'm going to watch during the season, and it's going to get me biting my fingernails because he's going to be, oh my goodness, where's he going?
You were nervous in 3-on-3 with him.
With Dumba on the ice for 3-on-3 because he can make that electric play that scores the goal, but he can also be the guy that goes, where are you going? And it's going the other way. So I think this is going to take us, the three of us, some time to find out exactly what this team is and what direction they're going and how everybody fits. But for a game one, I don't know if you could have asked for much better on the road in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And especially as we talked about, to come back, it would have been easy to be deflated right after you took a 2-0 lead and Jersey comes back. They've got a lead on you. I don't know. I know this team has played hard under Andre Tourigny, period, but that's a character win to come back on the road and beat that team. So I'm going to try and collect it all into a story when I get back to Manhattan. It's been a long day. I've been out in Newark all day today. Do you guys mind if I just rest my chin here on Cody?
You're good. Rest it. You need a little nap. By the way, what time is it in Manhattan right now? Almost 11 o'clock?
10:45.
Yeah. It's 11 o'clock in Manhattan. Is it shut down by now in Manhattan?
No, it's just getting going.
Still going?
Just getting going.
One more question I have for you, Craig.
Wait, I don't want to let Craig go yet.
I have one more question for him.
No, but I don't want to I want to keep him for another segment.
Oh, okay.
Unless Craig wants to leave. Are you good with that, Craig?
Yeah, I'm totally.
Since you're not trying to catch the bus.
I'm gonna give him a break. I'll come back to just you guys so he can relax for a second.
Yeah, and I have. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I have a 3-hour head start on you guys too. So, when you wake up tomorrow, there will be a story in Arizona. What do I?
When I wake up, Craig?
Well, not when you wake up. Buddy.
When I wake up.
Exactly. When Leah wakes up at lunchtime.
Yeah. Craig, stay there.
I have one more.
Don't leave.
Question. Yes.
Yeah, don't leave. Stay there, but you get to catch your breath for 1 sec.
Yes.
And because you're at work, Craig, Petey and I are sitting here drinking our Four Peaks. Yep. I kind of regret now that I didn't ask for a pumpkin porter.
Oh, buddy, you didn't.
Because it's pumpkin porter season.
I know. Well, I got the red line.
That's okay. I mean, WOW is always a good choice. We're drinking our Four Peaks right now. I need a pumpkin. I might have to stop for pumpkin porter on the way home, especially for the weekend. If you want to get your hands on some pumpkin porter, which, by the way, at my local Fry's, there's like a giant pumpkin porter display.
Really?
Great stuff. And also,
Craig likes the
A Street Pub has amazing events in October. It's like my favorite time to be at Four Peaks. And if you haven't gotten the pumpkin cheesecake, oh my God, it's so good. But anyway, you can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Stein Holding, Oktoberfest, and Haunted Brewery tours are right around the corner. You can check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks. Please drink responsibly. If you missed our watch along, we're going to try and do that a few times throughout the season. We had an absolute blast. Me, Petey, and Jacob, and an assist from Damon on the mic the whole game.
And
it was
Danielle.
A ton of fun. And Danielle. Sorry, I forgot. That was so long ago. I appreciate Danielle. But we had a little cameo from our friend Mark McClune. If you watch Arizona's Family, if you watch Channel 3, you might be familiar with Mark McClune. He made a cameo. And we're really excited that he did that because Arizona's Family Sports is one of our new partners, and they are the new home of the Phoenix Suns, which is great. So you can watch 70+ games right from your living room for the Phoenix Suns. Wherever you live in Arizona, you can visit azfamily.com and click Suns Games for listing information for your area. It's a great resource to help you find your Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports. And if you have Cox, you can turn to channel 13, or if you're over the air, it's channel 44. Or just in general, it's channel 3 always. What are you laughing at?
I'm Jamie Eisner. I'd fight Dustin Brown right now. So get in line, Jamie Eisner.
All right, let's bring Craig back in. Craig took his
I might actually pay for that one. Jamie Eisner versus Dustin Brown.
You need to get Jamie in studio. Of course, he's in Chicago, but he could go into CHGO, I guess. So.
Craig, he was giving you shit on the watch along that you've been saying you want him on, and yet he has yet to receive the invite. So,
wait. We don't want to get into this on the air. They're extenuating circumstances, as he knows why he hasn't been on the show yet. So,
was there another super chat?
There was. Do you want to get to it, or do you want to ask Craig your question?
I want to ask Craig my question.
Okay,
One of the areas we haven't talked about, we talked about the offense. We've talked about the defending. What's your read on goaltender Karel Vejmelka
There's a lot
tonight?
of love for him in the chat.
So let me get from another goaltender. What do you think of Karel Vejmelka's performance tonight?
Honestly, I'll be honest with PD. I would have to go back and watch a little more because there was so much going on in this game that I didn't zero in on him. I thought at times he was a little too busy. Like there was one point where he was like 5 feet out of the net. After
You said, what was your quote on the text to Leah? 7 miles.
I did say 7 miles out of the net. Yeah,
but it felt like it.
I'd like to see a little better technique than that at times.
He was in row J on that.
People were like, "Oh my God, what a save!" Yeah, but what happens if there's another attempt? The net's wide open, so don't slide that far out of the crease. Yes, I would like to see him clean those sorts of things up. But he also made some really big saves tonight.
But he made some unreal saves. That's veggie. That's veggie. Like the couple of breakaway saves he made with his stretching out his pads, one on each side, phenomenal. And you're just gonna have to live with. When I say we, it's me. I'm gonna have to live with him sliding around because it's not changing, and it's just gonna be one of those nail biter things. Hope he gets back before it ends up in the net, but it's just something I'm gonna have to live with because it's not changing.
Nick's comment says it all. Yes, he was definitely not his most graceful performance, but he still kicked ass, and I feel like that is Nick. A really good summary of his performance.
Do you
tonight.
think we'll see veggie or not veggie? Do you think we'll see Connor?
Do you have any insight on the goaltending plan?
Not yet. No.
But you'd anticipate to see him Monday or Tuesday. Oh, you've got the back-to-back games.
Oh, yeah, he's going to play one of those 2 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Petey, you were saying...
I said if they got the win, veggie starts on Monday.
Yeah.
And that's what I said.
You probably ride that. That's probably the way this goes. And then Connor Ingram gets...
New York Islanders on a back-to-back in Long Island.
And they have horrible success against the Islanders on the road. So here you go, buddy. Yeah.
The Coyotes
that's the life of a backup, right?
They're 1-9 in their last 10 against the Islanders. Whoops. Yeah. So here you go, Connor.
Craig,
so if you're gonna get another win, get it at MSG, and then maybe they have their usual luck in St. Louis. Clayton Keller will have 4 points, and they'll win that game. We'll see.
That's what we said, Craig. Going into this, we all sat here in this other studio a few days ago, saying what was this road trip going to look like, and we said 1-3. 1-2-1. Like maybe they get a win in St. Louis, maybe, and here they start off with 2 points right away.
They're 2 points away from a successful road trip. You want to play 500 on the road, and they're 2 points away from it. Anything beyond that, wow!
Yeah,
come back feeling good, and then who comes to town? Oh, it's the Anaheim Ducks.
Who?
And Anaheim
again.
Yeah, and you get Mullet Magic back, so it's gonna be electric.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Mullet Magic with this team and seeing how they can provide offense and get a crowd going in their home building. Like that first period that was in the Mullet. I thought their first period was exceptional. Like I thought they did so many things right in that first period. They just couldn't build on that into the second because they were sitting in the penalty box. I think the New York Rangers, they're going to have to play better. You're going to have to play what they did in the first period, and they're going to have to do that for all 3. I know Craig's not a huge Ranger fan. That Ranger team in Madison Square Garden, that's a tough place to play, and you've got guys playing there for the first time. Like Logan Cooley hasn't been wowed yet.
Holy
boy, howdy!
Sheesh.
Madison Square Garden's something different. It just hits different.
But if I think Logan Cooley is, and I know he's 19, but I think Logan Cooley is the type of guy, and you put him on a big stage, and he wants that. He wants to perform. He wants to thrive, and I think that's what's so special about him as a player because sometimes you have the players with the skill, sometimes you have them with the grit, and he's both, and we haven't seen anything like him.
I agree.
Thanks for that tease for my Sunday story, guys.
All about. Look at that.
Craig, what do you think of the new shirt, by the way?
I was wondering if we were going to talk about that. I didn't know if you guys had done it already. And
it's on the screen.
It's on the screen. He can't see it.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. It's sweet.
It's awesome.
It's a throwback to Craig's childhood.
I'm ordering it as soon as the show is over.
It's not a throwback to my childhood. It'd be Pong on the shirt if it was.
My childhood. From our childhood, there's nothing. It's a ball and a stick.
Wait, Craig,
what
were
do you
you
mean?
the person who invented fire?
I didn't have video games. Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, Nikita Kucherov's in the chat.
Is
that the real Nikita Kucherov in the chat? I think it is.
I'm not sure I like Jacob Franklin as the producer of the show because I get enough shade, and now I'm going to get more shade.
He's dying. Oh my god.
Only the best for this show, Craig.
Oh boy.
No, it's sweet. I like it a lot. I just didn't want to be redundant if you guys had just talked it up.
I mean, we can hype it up as much as possible because it's a fire shirt and everybody should order it. I'm seeing a ton of comments. Drop a shirt emoji in the chat if you ordered the shirt. I saw a lot of replies in Discord and Twitter that people were ordering it. Get it before it sells out because it's an unbelievable shirt.
Ezra just said Cooley seems self-driven, not emotionally driven. The one thing I get said of Logan Cooley, like he's all in. Like this kid he competes, he works. Craig said it. Like his on ice, he plays on edge, and it's just a different vibe with that kid. I tell you what, to have that level of skill and ability and hockey IQ, and still have that little chip. I don't know, it's a chip on your shoulder. That's not the fair term, but his ability to. I don't know what's going on here in the studio, Craig.
Do I?
I'm not 20.
I was going to follow you there, but hey, I think we're having an earthquake here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just keep going.
Jacob's laughing, but I think that's what makes him and sets him apart. He's got that little bit of FU in him, and it can cause problems when he takes penalties that he shouldn't. And I think that's going to be something during this year that he's going to have to learn. But I do think, man, he's a confident kid that believes in what he can do, and he wants to compete. He is going to be so fun to watch this season. I can't tell you how personally invested I am in watching this kid grow as a player because he's fun to watch.
Yeah, Scott Bartlett, his agent, was here. Of course, he's been on our show as well. And I know it's an agent, so obviously they're going to talk up their guys. But he had something to say along those lines that will make its way into my story. So I agree with you completely, and that's the read that pretty much everyone has on him. He is really driven from within, and he works at it. I'm sure you guys saw the clip of him after practice, and I know that gets talked about a lot. Oh, he's the guy that stays. He's the last guy off the ice. This guy's really working at his craft, and that's only going to help him.
It's funny because and Nicholas just mentioned it in the chat, and we've also talked about it here in the studio before the game started, was the comparison from Corbin Carroll to Logan Cooley. And it's a young player in Corbin Carroll that his energy and his work ethic and his excitement kind of brought the D-backs back to relevance. I'm wondering if Logan Cooley is that young player that can do the same thing for the Coyotes.
Love that idea. And I also love the fact that we're going to have an all-city NLCS. How cool is that?
That's awesome. By the way,
why is Chicago?
Down with Philly.
Is the Cubs in?
Hey.
Is it the Cubs?
Hey.
Who was it that told me that the Cubs were going to finish higher than the D-backs?
Too soon?
It was Sean.
Craig, on the watch along, I coined the 8 C's of Arizona: copper, cattle, citrus, climate. Did I say cotton? Cotton, Corbin, Carroll, Cooley.
Yep, there you go.
The 8 C's of Arizona, everybody. There you have it. Couple other things before.
Look at Jamie coming with this stat.
Logan
Cooley.
Yeah, so Jamie said Logan Cooley became just the 14th player in NHL history to make his debut on a Friday the 13th. He's the only player of that group to record a point.
Only rookie in NHL history to get
NHL
his
PR
points on Friday the 13th per NHL PR. And the one and only Jamie Eisner.
Means his career is going to be a horror movie for
That's amazing.
other teams.
Friday the 13th. I love it. We're not a wagon yet, though, Craig. Sorry.
No, not
We're a streetcar.
yet.
Streetcar. I said we're a streetcar. We're not ready for the rough road. When things are smooth, we can be a positive form of transportation that gets you going in that direction. We're not ready for the bumps and curves yet.
Let's see what happens at MSG. But like I said, I got a story coming Sunday on just the coolness, the vibe, the thrill of being basically on Broadway, even though it's
coolness
not on Broadway. The coolness of, and you guys already know who I talk to because he's just chirping me nonstop since we had him on the show, Derek Stepan, who knows a thing or two about playing at Madison Square Garden and performing in big moments.
Well, I tell you what, Craig, I can't imagine what the vibe must be in that room right now, or they're on the bus by now heading back. That it's almost and it's a sense of relief too that you don't know what this team is until you get on the ice. So I'm really happy for the group. I'm happy for the coaching staff and the players. At least they don't have to get back on the ice. I'm sure they'll skate tomorrow, but they're not back into a game. Like they're not back to back like the Devils, where they get a few days to enjoy this one before they go back.
They're coming back here to practice tomorrow.
Are they skating tomorrow?
I was going to ask you if you knew if they were going to practice tomorrow, or then they'll be off Sunday, I'm guessing.
Well, we'll see. They're scheduled to practice both days. We'll see what happens. I haven't checked my phone recently. Who knows, if they give them a day off after a win. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out, but they were scheduled to practice here at the Prue both days. So.
Both days.
Okay, Craig, before we let you go, we're going to go outside of this game for 1 second because we like to do that with you. The Tucson Roadrunners defeated the Texas Stars in their season opener on the road 3-2. We got goals from Josh Doan. We got goals from Jan Yanik. Good night for the.
Who had the third goal?
Milos Kellerman.
Milos! Another goal for Milos. I love it.
So not only the Coyotes win, Roadrunners win in Texas. This could be great.
And two guys who you want to see big things from down in Tucson, Jan Yanik and Josh Doan.
Yeah.
On the scoreboard.
That's great.
Absolutely.
I'm still wondering about that backup goalie situation there, but we'll see. We'll see. We had Megan Angley on the show to talk about this.
I had my phone on, Craig. Still nothing. Still nothing.
He's ready to strap him on.
Sorry, buddy. I can break this news on the show. You will not be getting a call. From
No,
it was not me.
Not happening, buddy. But I do still wonder how long Ivan Prosvetov will be a member of the Colorado.
Yeah.
I really do wonder. And if he gets sent on waivers, I know a team that's going to put a claim in on him.
Yep.
And we'll have first dibs in doing so.
Indeed.
One other thing. So ASU opens their season tonight against Merrimack. It is the start of the second, and it's 0-0. So we'll keep an eye.
0-0, and that's at the Mullet.
At the Mullet. So they have their season opener this weekend, and the reason the Coyotes play at 1 p.m. in their home opener next Saturday is it's going to be a doubleheader at the Mullet.
Is it really?
Yep.
It is. That's so cool.
ASU plays at night?
We got to blow that up, guys.
Oh, who do they play at night?
That's going to be a long day.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Yep. Craig, anything else before we let you go and get out of here?
No, I got to get back to Manhattan, guys. I got to get right before I fall asleep.
You don't want to be in Newark any longer?
Like, I don't know how many movie scenes are rolling through my head now with Craig, like in the back seat of a black limo, rolling through Manhattan with a cigar going and the stock ticker going in his back seat. So, damn it! And that's what I got going. Craig in Manhattan.
No, I've been in Newark for 14 hours, so I've had.
That's
time to leave.
Too long.
Yeah.
Craig, one other thing before we let you go. You are in Newark, and we had a huge turnout of PHNX diehards.
Yes, that was cool.
So we have the photo that you sent us, and this was awesome, an awesome meetup of PHNX Coyotes diehards in Newark. We even have Cody represented. So really, really cool and really special that you guys got to do this.
Yeah, the only thing that sucked about this photo is that somebody forgot to bring my chair to stand on, like in Tucson. So.
Yeah, so you look a little taller.
Yeah, but I appreciate the people in front ducking down for me so I can be visible in the photo.
But you had to stand next to Kelly, who's like
I
super
know,
tall.
right? Of all the people to stand next to, I stood next to Kelly. But Kelly organized the thing, so and obviously we're gonna talk to Kelly again very soon before the home opener because we got a lot planned for that day as well.
Yep. We'll talk about that later in the show. Craig, we'll let you leave Newark. Great chatting with you, and looking forward to doing it all again on Monday.
All right, guys, I'll see you soon.
All right,
Thanks,
bye, Craig. Oh man,
wow,
immaculate vibes.
Yeah, I tell you what though, this we've been anticipating this night for a very long time. We've been talking about Logan Cooley almost for 2 years. We thought for sure he was going back to the University of Minnesota because he said as much.
He said he would.
And here he is, not only in a uniform, but he's making a difference. And I thought he was. Do you want him to get a hat trick and do all of those things like Austin Matthews did in his first game? Yeah, of course you do. But this is a huge start. I remember. I'm going to go back to Clayton Keller's first NHL game. He played in St. Louis. It was right after he finished playing for Boston University, and he flew out. And within 48 hours, he's playing an NHL game in St. Louis. And this is, I swear, this is a true story. He did nothing in that game, like nothing. So the coaches afterwards, one of the coaches in the coach's room said, yeah, but did you see him dump that puck from the red line? I swear to God. He said, did you see him dump the puck from the red line? I'm like, what? Like he dumped the puck in. It was a really smart read. And that's how much coaches and people around a franchise, you just want to cling on to your superstars. Logan Cooley provided that today. I think what Logan Cooley did, the 2 assists are great, but I think it's more about his all-around play. There was one time he threw a pass to the middle of the ice that luckily the defenseman for the Coyotes picked up and didn't turn into a turnover. Those things he's going to learn, but I thought he fit in. I thought he looked like an NHL player. I thought he fit in physically. I thought his skill level is there. So it was a really, really, really good first game for Logan Cooley. And now he needs to build on that. And I think the stage is set now for a great season for him. And now the Coyotes have started off and they're taking steps in the right direction. And who knows, maybe we'll be talking Yotes before the end of the season.
The Yotes.
Thank you for the correct terminology.
The Yotes.
The Yotes.
And speaking of the Yotes, the D-backs are in the Yotes. And they take on our sisters, the PHLY Phillies. Yep. We might have a little bit of beef with them on behalf of Jacob over here. But that's going to be my DraftKings pick of the week for the week. I'm going to take the Arizona Diamondbacks money line on Monday plus 136. Phillies are only minus 162 favorites.
Citizens Bank is scary.
I mean, this is the team of destiny.
But we're a motherfucking wagon.
And what else are we, Jacob? We
are also
fucking dangerous. And we have another new shirt that dropped today. Tori Lavello said it himself. We are effing dangerous. You can shop for this right now at phnxlager.com. So grab your Cooley shirt, grab this shirt, make it a 2-for-1. Just order it all at once.
I will admit that is a very nice shirt.
It's awesome.
And the one thing about the Yotes is...
Look at the chat. Yotes.
Yeah, one thing about the Yotes is you need mementos from the Yotes. So it's time. Get the mementos from the Yotes. And I think this encapsulates this playoff run for the Diamondbacks.
So there you have it. You can bet on the D-backs to win Monday. You can bet on them to win the World Series. You can bet on them to win this series. Whatever it is you want, you can do it at DraftKings. But if you can't wait till Monday, you can bet on NHL all weekend. You can bet on the NFL on Sunday. You can bet on college football tomorrow. Get in on game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code PHNX. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet 5 on the NFL. That's code PHNX only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Way to go.
Woo! It didn't work.
I know.
Yeah. Well, we're blocking out any haters tonight with our Shady Rays. I wish I literally had them right now to put them on to
Are there
make
haters?
that point. No.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
There's Eric.
We do love the shirt, Eric. We love the D-back shirt. We love the Cooley shirt.
Give a big shout out to Eric in the chat right now, because Eric is the graphic designer for all of ALLCITY, and he designs all the shirts. So give Eric a big shout out.
Eric lives in a hole and doesn't ever do anything other than design things.
And
that may be
design
right.
amazing things.
He died. Yeah.
So there you have it.
Thanks, Eric.
Get your Shady Rays. Listen, it's sunny here.
It is sunny here.
It's always sunny in Phoenix. It's always sunny in the Valley. Another shirt that we have, by the way.
Do you know where it's gloomy right now?
Newark?
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. They don't need Shady Rays.
No, but we do. But we do.
Because it's sunny here.
We need them, and we have the best deal around to get sunglasses, because exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. You can go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Petey, is there anything else specifically from this game you feel like we didn't give enough attention to?
No, and I just think it's a positive step. I'd like to see, and you know what? The good thing is, what did Keller end up with for points? He ended up with 2 assists.
And that one assist, the no-look pass, was fire.
So one thing that Keller did last year at this moment, remember he was racking up points. We're going, gosh, he hasn't done anything. Like, we don't even notice Keller. And then this was the first 10 games of the season. Same thing I thought today is like, Keller was okay. But Keller is going to be dynamic. He's going to be elite. And he still gets 2 points. That's the kind of night you want to have from your stars. And I tell you what, Keller and Cooley are going to push each other, and you're going to see something amazing this season. I'm telling you. I don't know about the team, but the two individuals are going to push each other. I'm
so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like we got glimpses. I think this game was a good game to set the tone. I hope. I mean, like the Coyotes are not going 82-0. We're not.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, but just to cheer, just to be excited, just to watch how Logan Cooley does, to watch the progression of Clayton Keller, even Nick Schmaltz, and as Craig mentioned, Nick Schmaltz, he was our runner-up for the player with the dog.
If any other game, Nick Schmaltz is the dog in him.
Yeah, 100%.
But it just wasn't his night.
Yeah, it wasn't. Veggie did what he needed to do. Matt Dumba, Sean Durzi, all around. It was great. So. I mean, I'm
and here's the other thing. There's so many more things that are going to happen this season. Like Jason Zucker he's going to be a factor as the season goes on.
Won me a bet.
Kerfoot's going to be a factor as this season goes on. McBain is going to be Krause, Michelli. Like, there were so many guys that still are going to go much, much farther than what we saw today.
We need to talk about Matias Michelli, actually. He shot the puck. He wants to score. He wants it.
5 led all Coyotes with shots on goal. Matias Michelli with 5 shots on a goal.
He wanted it.
The dude, that's 5 led all Coyotes with 5 shots on goal, and second was Barrett Hayton with 4. So Matias Michelli with 5 shots on goal is another step in the evolution of Matias Michelli. Again, this kid should have been in the top 3 for Calder voting, ended up 4th. He's taken a step again this year. This is a fun team to watch. It's a fun team to get behind and to watch. I'm telling you, there's so many good stories here.
Get on the streetcar.
I know, and Eric's still in the chat. This is not Colorado. I get it. This is not the Avs.
Okay.
Yet. But this is the start, and you can start to see the pieces falling into place. So, to what Bill Armstrong said, maybe not this year, but we're putting the pieces in place to be a perennial playoff team. And that, as a fan base, is what you want.
It's just such
Take
a relief.
your time, do it right, and get it the right way. And with the draft picks they have left, some of the best players that are going to be on this team aren't on this team for years. Simashev, Boot, they're years away.
And by the way, Boot is scoring a ton in the K right now.
Exactly.
Like, he's lighting it up.
Again, so the better days are yet to come, but it's fun to get on the wagon now while there's still room.
Get on the streetcar. Get on the wagon. We have a couple super chats. We'll start with this one from Tanner. 999 said, the Yotes are going to go 79-3. The 3 losses are going to be against the Kings, where the refs decide that knee checking is legal. I'm still salty about 2012.
2020. I like it.
R.I.P. Thanks for the super chat, Tanner. Lebowski says, would you be disappointed if Cooley maxes as Jason Spezza? 5 30-plus goal seasons, 4 80-plus point seasons, 2 90-plus point seasons, top 10 player, couple years, solid two-way center. I feel like his ceiling's higher than Jason Spezza.
Okay. I think his ceiling is higher, but if that's what he becomes on a winning team,
yes,
I'm fine.
Yeah.
The difference is you can have great individual efforts on a team that sucks. Well, what good does that do you? If you can be a role player on a team that wins, isn't that more important? Like, if you can be a third line center on a team distractions.
Jacob is FaceTiming his family. His baby just looked at me.
But if he becomes that on a winning team, I'm absolutely good with that. If Barrett Hayton's a 3 center on a winning team, if Barrett Hayton's a 4th line center on a winning team, you want your team to succeed. The individuals carry the team. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Leah?
It does.
Great. Like you can have Edmonton Oilers perennially have the best player, and then we're making the playoffs. Now they have McDavid, and they are making the playoffs. But I'm okay with that.
Greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly.
However.
And I think with Andre Tourigny as the coach, I really believe that's what was going to happen with this team. Everybody finds their role, and everybody's going to fit into their spot. And for him to not, again, the decision for him to not throw Cooley out as one of the 3 shootout shooters, you don't think Bedard's going as one of the 3 in Chicago? Can you imagine what they would get booed out of the stadium if they didn't throw Bedard out in one of the 3 shootout players?
Yeah.
And Cooley didn't. He was 4th, as Craig reported. But
he would have been fifth.
Fifth?
Because Keller would have been fourth.
So again, it shows Bears saying, okay, kid, just wait. And I just think that's better for his development. I really do.
I was about to say something else, and I completely lost my train of thought because I heard Jacob's baby.
I know, his baby's crying.
Cooing.
It's really quiet. There's no way you heard that.
I heard it. I did see Spezza play, actually, but I was not as aware of hockey in his prime, I guess you could say. So sorry, but I agree with Petey's point on that. Let's look ahead to the games ahead. Yeah, we have the upcoming schedule.
We have 81 to go.
It's fine. 1 month at a time. 1 week at a time.
Schedule.
Yep.
Did Sean do that too?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
So we got the Rangers on Monday, to Madison Square Garden, and then a back-to-back, as the Coyotes know all too well, against the New York Islanders.
And then playing at home less than 48 hours after landing.
Then they go to St. Louis, so they cross another time zone, go to St. Louis, Clayton Keller's hometown, and then, as you mentioned, less than 48 hours later, they have a 1 p.m. matinee home opener against the Ducks on Saturday at Mullet.
Can I say one thing about that graphic?
Yes.
Which was great, by the way. Could you tell the difference between home and road games?
Yes, it's red.
Yeah.
Oh, unlike NHL.com.
NHL.com? Buddy, the league,
I got into it with the Discord
entire league, every team has the exact same template for their calendars. And it's like
a tiny outline on a white square.
You can't tell home from road.
Sucks.
That sucks. That new NHL.com site, we need to make a phone call because there's so many things that suck.
There's so many.
I hope they get it right. Anyway, nice job, Sean, to pause on that. It's just so daunting to think that there's 81 of these left.
Yep. Tanner sent us another super chat. Thanks, Tanner. Said Michelli is a reincarnated Ray Whitney.
Interesting. If Michelli becomes Ray Whitney, we're in good shape.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll
absolutely take it. Nicholas said punch card this year.
Oh,
well, Nicholas, you think we would not have the people do a punch card? Come on, we knew people would riot without a punch card. So here it is.
Yay!
And our new season theme, Defy the Odds. This is no longer a punch card counting down to the draft, counting down to the end of the season. We are going to actually mark wins, losses, and overtime losses, and 1 down, 81 to go. And let's see.
Oh my God, that looks like a lot of games.
It's okay.
Oh my God.
But yeah, there you go. There you have it. Punch card, punch one.
Punch one.
We got it.
There we go. I'm excited.
Oh, I thought you were doing something. I'm excited. Confused.
It's just it's what a different vibe. The Wheel of Fantasy. Is there anybody in the chat right now that remembers or has ever seen a Wheel of Fantasy episode? If you don't know what it means, then clearly don't respond in the affirmative. But if you do remember what the Wheel of Fantasy was about, just give us a thumbs up in the chat because it's full of dust.
Is it killed? Is it done?
I think it's done. I think we're going to send it to Philadelphia or Chicago. We haven't decided because they're going to need it.
I think Philly because Chicago, they have Bedard. Yeah. It's enough.
So Philly, my gosh, what a difference 2 years makes.
It's crazy. Yep. It's crazy. I just feel...
Got a lot more fun stuff planned though, right?
I feel hopeful, Petey.
Got a lot of fun stuff
I feel hopeful.
I am too.
What a concept. Feeling
It's just
hope.
fun to watch. Fun to watch. This game on Monday, I'm so excited to watch this team play in Madison Square Garden. I really am. I think this Ranger team is in fuego, and I want to see how they handle the Yotes. So we'll have to do another scouting report.
We will have to do another scouting report.
Yep.
Bees!
Bees. I love bees. I'll get to your bees comment in a second. If you missed PD's scouting report, it's up on our Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. PD actually did... It's like keys to the game. I mean, who needs that when you can actually... PD did a full-on video scouting report with video. So you can go back and watch it and kind of take a look at what the focus was. And all of those things came up during the watch along. We noted a lot of the points that you made. So yeah, look for that. Maybe not every game, but look for it. It's going to be really, really awesome. I'm excited that we're
trying to teach people the game of hockey. It's a confusing game if you don't know what's going on, and it's hard to watch if you don't know what's going on. So we're going to try to do our best at PHNX over this season more than the other two, that we're going to try to teach the game more. So keep an eye on our Twitter PHNX_Coyotes, and keep an eye on all of our post-game shows. We're going to try to just show you what went right and what went wrong.
Yep. Bees sent a $5 super chat, asked, PD, does offensive chemistry or defensive click first at the start of a season? Which takes longer to develop?
It's easier to play on the offensive side of the puck because it's just about getting the puck to the net. On the defensive side, you have to rely as a group of 5 for those reads, and it's much harder to defend than it is to try to generate offense. So that's going to take time in their ability to defend, and we saw it tonight in their ability to defend the rush.
Yep, for sure. Well, we talked about the season, or the home opener, on Saturday, October 21st. It's going to be a busy day. So let's recap the day backwards.
What day?
Forwards, October 21st.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to go to the ASU game at night, you can do that at night. If you want to go to the Coyotes home opener at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. we'll be there.
You can do that. Check Game Time for tickets. If you want to meet up with us before the Coyotes home opener, whether you're going to the game or not, because they have great TVs there, 11 a.m. at Illegal Pete's. Join us there. And before that, join us at 9 a.m. on the morning of the 21st, because we will be at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick at 9 a.m. for the Out of the Darkness walk. That picture of the diehards included Kelly in it, and Kelly is co-chairing this event on Saturday, October 21st. It's something that means a lot to her. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to all of you and a lot of us here at PHNX. We're joining thousands of teams across the country for the Out of the Darkness walk, which is an event co-chairs by Kelly, one of our very PHNX diehards, that raises money for suicide prevention programs, unites those who've been affected by suicide, and helps create communities that are smart about mental health. You can join us in person at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick at 9 a.m. Registration starts at 8. There's plenty of time to do all of the things on Saturday.
Yes.
I know it's going to be a long day, but I think this is really important
Yes.
to come together as a community. If you can't make it in person, if you don't live in the Valley, you can show your support virtually just by joining Team PHNX. And by joining, you're not committing to anything at all, just showing your support. But if you're able to donate and help us reach our team goal, it would really mean a lot, even if you donate $5, whatever it is.
Leah and I are going to try to be there for sure, right?
But if you can't donate, just show your support, join our team. It would really mean a lot to us.
What if you do the walking
to Kelly.
for me? Can you do that?
Yeah, you don't have to walk at all.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Stand there.
Okay.
Yeah, just show your support.
I don't want to sweat. I got to go into the stadium and look all pretty and stuff.
Yep. So JB almost had Illegal Pete's Coyotes game, mail ASU, and just add Out of the Darkness walk before that, and you have it nailed. So yeah, we love supporting our diehards. The Discord was on fire tonight. I was trying to be on the watch along in the Discord, on Twitter. It was a lot going on. I can't wait for the Discord all season long. Become a diehard to get access to that. And if you're thinking, maybe I'll become a diehard today, I also love that Logan Cooley shirt. Well, you can get that shirt for free when you sign up to become a diehard today. And if you're already a diehard, that shirt's 20% off.
Yep, because you get everything. And by the way, what happens a year from now if I sign up to be a diehard?
You get another shirt or hat
another
for free.
Shirt for free every year.
Every year.
You don't get that in other places.
No,
every
you
year.
don't. No, you don't.
Nope.
So
Hashtag value.
Hashtag value. You literally get your money's worth in the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
You also get Craig's diehard only content on the website. His scouting report went up earlier in the week. That's for diehards only. So just a ton of great perks to becoming a diehard. And we invite you to do so because the Coyotes family especially is amazing and close and special.
Saturday?
Next Saturday, a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
So, one other thing I want to mention before we head out, we obviously had a new viewing experience tonight on Scripps.
Yeah.
I heard that the people with antenna had a great time. It was like a great connection. People with cable, which included us here at our office, it wasn't quite HD, but they did rectify it. I think it was in the third period even, and sent us to a different channel where it was in HD. So obviously they're working out some kinks. It happens. But we really liked the score bug. It was it felt like just watching the broadcast of last year, just a little bit different look. Yeah, working out. I know people were stressed about how to watch. PD did a demo on our PHNX Coyotes Twitter. But if you're not in Arizona, ESPN Plus is the way to go until the Coyotes figure out a streaming solution, which unfortunately they don't have right now. Yes. But there's a lot of different ways you can watch.
Yeah, and I know it's hard to have patience. You want everything to be perfect on game one, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And just hang in there. I'm just glad we got to watch the game at all, which excited me. So just hang in there, and as any news comes up on how and where and what to watch, please stay tuned here to PHNX because we'll let you know.
Absolutely. Well, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
It's 1-0. They're 1-0. So,
undefeated, baby. Yeah. Remember last season they were like 0-6 to start. They lost every game 6-2.
It's 1-0, and I think there were so many encouraging things that I'm optimistic, and I honestly can't wait until Monday.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited to watch on Monday.
I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited in a long time. Everybody here in the chat, we appreciate you so much. This is what makes this so fun. For 6 months, I've been looking forward to our post-game chats because they're just on fire. So hit the like button if you haven't already on this video. If you're listening on audio, leave us a review wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe. Some people like to listen the next day, and we like that too. So we hope you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and you can throw us all a follow on Twitter. You can follow PD at SPearsHockey. Follow me at Leah Merrill. Follow Craig from The Road at Craig S. Morgan. You follow Jacob at Jacob_Franklin4. Follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss when we go live. And last but not least, go order the new shirts because they are
I swear I'm getting
fire.
it as soon as the show's over.
The 8 C's of Arizona, everybody.
And I'll probably get the baseball.
Get them while they're hot. Get them while they're hot. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, everyone. Enjoy this win. Enjoy your weekend. And we will see everybody for our post-game show on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.